Miles Langford, thank you so much for joining us today, mate. If you don't mind, I'm going to just jump straight into it. Got to hang out with you a few times now, and I guess you've been quite honest and open about your story. You were a model for some of the biggest brands and the biggest labels around the world, getting flown around the place. You've opened up one of the most elite tattoo studios in London, even though you're going to hate me for saying that. And I guess from the world standards looking in, it looked like you've ticked that box called success. But now that I know you and we've chatted about life, there was another story which ran alongside that. Do you just want to speak into that a little bit and share a bit of the story which maybe people wouldn't know?
I suffered with all sorts of sort of addiction. It was real hard. I guess the worst one I got was sort of the alcoholism. I'm just touching sort of 2 years clean and sober of all that. I came back to London in 2017. My drinking was real bad. Just still real miserable with it. Ended up going into hospital with like some bad sort of pains. They said to me they needed to take blood tests because they thought it could be super severe. I was very, very anxious. And it turned out that I was going to be okay as long as I stayed on the right path. And, touch wood, I never drank alcohol since, and I've been very disciplined and very grateful. But at the time, I knew it was a sign that was my introduction to God, that someone was looking out for me, and someone gave me I always say it as it was a set of crossroads right there, because I knew I could, if I got better, I knew I could potentially go back and drink again and potentially try and sociably drink and all that, which I know I can't do from experience. I know I just can't do it. So that I got a crossroads. One, it was like, if you stay sober, you're going to change your life. The bigger picture was I wanted my own shop. I wanted to achieve X, Y, and Z, but I just subdued it for years. And I believe that was God saying to me, go out and actually achieve what you have been set here to do.
I met you through a friend. You tattooed them and they put us in touch. So you've come to church. Tell me, what was your experience and encounter of our church here in London? How did you end up coming here?
I got to a point in my life in London where I had worked really hard. I'd been sober for a good while, and my shop had sort of exceeded my initial expectations. My health was right. My family health was good. And I just sort of started looking around and being like, I'm really, really grateful for what I have and where I could have been. And I thought it just got to a certain point where I was like, you know what, I've got to go and acknowledge this further than what I'm already doing. So I woke up on Remembrance Day and I was like, well, there's no better day. I just got up and just got dressed and walked straight to a local church in my neighborhood. And then a week later, my best friend was arriving from New York, and I said, I went to church last week. I want to go again. And he was like, let's go to Hillsong. I'll take you to the Dominion Theatre. We went down, had a really great experience. Loved the music, loved the energy. Looked around and I could just see that, it was like coming home. As I know that's what we talk about a lot, but it was like being there and seeing all these people, seeing an unconditional love to a being that we can't necessarily physically see, but having that unconditional love shared toward being shared within a room. I was just like, all right, and everyone was there. It was on different parts of their journey, different backgrounds, but everyone was united. And it was like, I've been nearly every week since.
Let's finish on this then. What's your walk with God like? Your relationship with Jesus, that journey of like encountering Him. How's that changed your life?
It's just made such a big difference, man. It's such a calming sensation to know that you can go and sit, and whether it's dead late at night or whether it's in the middle of the day, go and have that connection and know that something's around you the whole time. I talk to God and say thank you for the positives. I don't just reach out when something's going negative. It's brought out relationships within my own family that I've now made stronger through my faith. It's been so nice to have that comfort of Jesus being there.
Mars, thank you so much, mate, for taking the time to share your story. I know many people are going to be blessed by what they've heard today, but I also know that there's many more chapters still to be written. And as a church, we're excited to see what God does in you and through you. So thank you, mate.
All right, thanks. Lots of love later.
Take care.